UHL Live.
A new scoring leader?
When animals talk back.
And a sneak peek at the UHL documentary Cold as Ice.
Not to be confused with Vanilla Ice.
No way! Greetings, and welcome to UHL Live. I'm Dick Residue, alongside me is Mark Buck.
That's me. We got an action-packed night of hockey tonight. Let me tell you, some flips and flops and Peter Bunny Rabbit's been going on all around the league this year. Now, did you see the nice new set we got here, Dickie?
Looks wonderful.
It does. This is a little thing we like to call technology.
BBC City takes their 2-game winning streak into Philadelphia, where the Blunts have also won 2 in a row.
Ahmad El-Amin is looking for the goal that will tie him with Henry Pena for the career goals record.
But it would be Steve Lambert who would score first off of a deflection from Todd Bullman.
Yeah, now look here as this hand-eye coordination takes as much skill as milking a cow while reading the Wall Street Journal. And this puts BBC City up by 1.
Quickly, the Blunts strike back as there's a massive confusion in front of the net, and Alicia Menny is unable to find the puck.
Peekaboo! Sarah Kane finds the hidden puck, thus tying the game at 1.
Megan Adams had quite a few great saves, like this one that denies El-Amin his place besides Pena in the history books.
Yeah, she is flapping around like an epileptic trout.
Those trout maneuvers couldn't save her from an El-Amin and Danielski combination.
No wonder the defenders are bunched up like Rick Santorum's panties.
Yeah, don't they know you have to cover the player without the puck as well?
Obviously not. Look at that. Danielski is wide open for a second goal of the season. Reaper's up again by 1.
Later in the game, Ahmad El-Amin hits Carter Johnson.
That was just a love tap.
If that isn't the worst bit of acting I've ever seen.
It's like Heather Graham trying out for the part of Othello. That girl cannot act.
Early in the third period, Alex Ahmad gets the puck past the Reaper's defense and passes to Backfire, who beats Menninga with a wicked slap shot.
She had it stopped, but with that kind of power, you might as well be wrestling a wildebeest.
Backfire leads the Blunts in scoring with 5 goals.
Then, just a few minutes later, Dennis Petrie with a nifty move past Adams scores the game-winning goal.
Next, we move to Nagasaki.
Compton came here to do 2 things tonight, cripple the Ripple and win the game. Looks like they just crippled the Ripple.
That's my cousin!
That's right. Look at the way his left ball is out there twitching on the ice.
He'll be out for 15 games with a concussion.
Now this lands proof that men really do have 2 brains.
Compton poured it on for their first win as they downed the Norwales 4-1.
BBC City traveled to Alabama.
With Henry Pena injured, Ahmad El-Amin was licking his chops. Would he be able to get that goal to tie with the league leader?
You bet your sweet scrotum he would. He scores like Kobe Bryant dunking on Pete Chilcutt.
But he doesn't stop there, as he gets goal number 321 as well.
Yep, that's the record, my friends. And BBC City is now back to 500 as they down Alabama 3-2.
And tonight's first star for the Racers.
Now we come to a new segment we like to call
Hits of the Week.
Work my wrist, work the pie, work the corner, work the spot. I'm working, man, I'm working. I'm working, man, I'm working. Work my wrist, work the pie, work the corner, work the spot. I'm working, man, I'm working. I'm working, man, I'm working. Work my wrist, work the pie, work the corner, work the spot. I'm working, man, I'm working. I'm working, man, I'm working. Work my wrist, work the pie, work the corner, work the spot. I'm working, man, I'm working. I'm working, man, I'm working. Work the workout, work the pie, work the corner, work the block, work the workers, work the spot. Like Jamaicans work a lot. Won't serve you if you work with cops. Will serve you if you work with guap. My man connect, he work with blocks. Serve you when the church is live.
Tonight, we have a special clip on the soon-to-be-released documentary about the UHL.
Now this clip, it gives a brief history about the origins of the game. Let's watch.
The year was 1983. This was the year humankind made the biggest discovery in history. This was the year they discovered they were not alone in the universe. A probe launched by NASA in 1974 came to the center of the Milky Way galaxy. and this is where it encountered a giant wormhole. Wormholes, it was theorized, could be portals to other universes, or at the very least, rips in the space-time fabric. Governments from around the world met and devised a plan that would send a manned spacecraft to explore this great new discovery. The ship was readied and the crew was selected. The launch took place 2 years later, on December 22nd, 1985. The world watched with bated breath as the 8 men and women embarked on an epic journey of discovery. With new technology, the crew was able to reach the wormhole in just under 4 years. What they found was much more than anyone ever expected. A planet quite similar to their own. A planet that could support life. February 2nd, 1989, the crew set foot on the planet and were greeted by its natives. They were a friendly species and were quick to share their vast knowledge with the human race. Then U.S. President Ronald Reagan addressed the United Nations.
Suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species from another planet.
But there was no threat. The aliens who called their home Bumaknib were busy teaching the astronauts new technology like warp thruster drives, advanced robotics, and animal translation tools. The peaceful exchange continued, and the humans were allowed to explore the new world. This led to the discovery of a new precious metal called beryllium, and a group of human investors formed the Beryllium Business Consortium, or BBC for short. They established a colony on Bumaknib and dubbed it BBC City. Keeping with the way of the human, they sought to reap every last bit of beryllium from the virgin planet. This did not sit well with other inhabitants of Bumaknib. By the year 1991, the known universe was at war over territorial rights. With the conflict threatening to spread to Earth, newly elected President Bill Clinton had to act.
14 years ago, the United States and Russia, now the efforts of all who have labored before us bring us to this moment. Today, we bear witness to an extraordinary act in one of history's defining dramas. The land has been so drenched in warfare and hatred. Just so, this bold new venture today, the future can be better than the past for peace, conflict, and bloodshed between people. We must endure.
Since the TMO had superior technology, Clinton knew the military might of Earth would be no match to that of the robotic beings from Bumaknib. The Clinton White House came up with a peaceful plan to resolve the conflict. Much like the Olympics, Clinton proposed a hockey league. Hockey, a sport with enough violence to quench the thirst of the robots who wanted human blood, yet with enough grace so that the agile humans would stand a chance at victory, would become the answer. Thus, the Universal Hockey League was born, and the first season opened with 8 teams. 2 teams from the new planet were allowed, as BBC City and TMO City were both granted franchises. The United States and France were the only nations to participate in the inaugural season. The Paris artists would represent the French, while the United States would have 5 teams, including the New York Squirrels, the Grand Rapids Lunchies, the Lowell Bandits, and then as they moved out west, the Compton Assassins and the Beverly Hills 90210. They would become known as the Original 8.
That was spectacular!
Yes, it was. But you know what? Up next, we got something even more spectacular. You know how in that little clip there, it talked about how they got these animal talking devices, something like out of witchcraft and crazy stuff, like jib jabs. But we're going to use that tonight. As Dickie here, he's going to interview Ukika of the Alabama Yellowhammers. It should be groundbreaking.
Tonight, we have a very special treat for you with the very first animal interview with Ukika from the Alabama Yellowhammers. Welcome, Ukika, to our interview.
you doing, asshole?
So, Kika, there have been numerous animals that play in the UHL. What makes you so special?
What sets me apart is that I'm no compromising house pet. I know the enemy to animals is mankind. I've never seen a sincere human, not when it comes to helping animals. Usually things are done by humans to benefit themselves. The human's primary interest is not to elevate the station of animals or to awaken animal kind, or other humans for that matter. The human is interested in the animal only to the extent that the animal is of use to him. The human's interest is to make money, to exploit.
What about penises?
Dick Ripple, you're an idiot.
Didn't your bitch of a mother ever teach you manners?
Oh no, you didn't talk about my mama.
I liked it better when they didn't know how to talk.
I liked it better when you didn't know how to talk. I'm out of here.
My pet. Guess we're gonna have to cut this one short.
I never knew animals could be such assholes.
I just thought they licked them.
Well, me too.
Well, that's another episode in the books. See you next week on UHL Live.
That's right. If you can't get enough UHL Live, then you can follow us at Twitter. You can follow Dickie here at, what's this address or whatever they call it?
At DICKRESIDEUX.
Sounds confusing, all the spelling and all that going on. Mine's a little bit easier, because I basically just do what the UHL tells me. So mine is at UHL 1992.
Tweet, tweet!
Hey, big head. Lay down.